Hey there, folks. I'll grab your propeller beanie because we're going to nerd the fuck out today. Because I'm going to talk about physics. Specifically, kinetic energy and potential energy. See, potential energy is something that has to exist. And yet you can't prove it exists. Here's what I mean by that. If you've got two identical boulders, one of which is at the top of a hill, and the other is at the bottom of the hill, physics would say that the one at the top of the hill has more potential energy because if you give it a little bit of a nudge, it'll roll down the slope and possibly wreak havoc. But where in the boulder is that energy stored? In what form? What is potential energy? In this case, this is why I specify kinetic energy, because if you're talking about, say, fire, you can go, well, obviously, the potential energy is in the thing that you're going to burn. But if you're talking about kinetic energy, where is it? Now, the reflexive answer to this, for those who are a little in the know, is, well, it's in the system. It's stored in the system. What system? There's no system. It's not like there's any kind of energetic relationship here, or a machine which could store it. So that's a non-answer. That there's nothing. Sorry, I don't adjust my grip. There's nothing there to store the energy, and yet we know it's there. It has to be there. There's a lot of physics that depends on this kind of, mechanical storing of energy in a form we can't detect. The energy is in there somehow, but where is it? If somehow you had to figure out which of those boulders was on the top of the hill, and you couldn't just, look out the window or whatever, you'd have no way of knowing. There'd be no test of which one is the one on the top of the hill except giving it a shove. And that still doesn't answer the question of, well, where was that energy? What form was it stored in? It's a maddening conundrum to me for a bunch of reasons. One, no one knows the answer. And no one but me seems to have thought of this. To me, this is a very important question that I thought of when I was in grade 11, and Mr. Newcomb, to his credit, my physics and chemistry teacher, he did try and answer it, but he couldn't. And no one I have talked to about it has been able to answer the question. So it's this big unanswered thing in physics that the potential energy has to exist. Otherwise, pretty much all of mechanical physics just stops making sense. And yet, we can't detect it. We don't know what form it is. We don't know where that energy is stored. And in what form. So the other thing that makes it frustrating is that it's a paradox. It has to exist, but we can't prove it exists or tell you where it's stored, how it's stored, what is going on. So this one has been on my mind literally since I was in grade 11. It's lurked there in my understanding of science as this giant question mark. So I'm really hoping, against hope, that someone who sees this video can answer the question. Where in the system is the energy stored? In what form? Can we detect this energy? And if we can't detect it at all, how do we know it exists? To me, it's almost like magic, really. And I don't believe in magic. But it's as good an explanation as any. I guess that's all for me for today, folks. I will talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye.